Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where I not only tell you what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to move forward together to counter it. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today's episode is a good one. I'm going to walk you through something that's about a week and a half to 2 weeks old, but it speaks to something so important around purchasing security with your liberties. Liberties are not a currency. They are something to be treasured, not be sold off cheaply, and that's what we're going to discuss in this episode. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, SDI, and then we are going to hit it, and I can't wait to see you on the other side. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to modify and upgrade your own guns. If you're looking for a way to take your hobby to the next level, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. The online programs at SDI cover armor courses, gunsmithing, ballistics, woodworking and finishes, shooting, sports management, and more. Plus, all the tools and materials are shipped directly to your door. There's never been a better time to turn a hobby into a career, so what are you waiting for? There's a link in the description box below, and thank you to SDI for sponsoring this content. Now, my brothers and sisters, if you are new, we are always looking to earn that subscription. Jump in the fold. We need as many people as we can to push the positive two-way message to get more people in the trenches with us so we can hand our blessings on to the next generation. But with that, I'm going to start us off with a quote from someone you might recognize, Benny Franks. Here we go, and this will kind of set up the entire episode. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty or safety. Benjamin Franklin. Now, as we go through this, I'm going to show you what a modern-day pundit is saying, and you tell me how that translates to what one of the founding fathers of this country said at the time. Check this out. It would be good for a massive cultural shift toward European gun control, New York Times columnist. David Brooks said he would be willing to give up privacy for safety. That's exactly what Ben Franklin warned against. You're using your liberties and your freedom as a currency. If you are not in the gun world, if you are new to the 2A, if you are just waking up to the idea that the people who are trying to take your rights are doing just that, listen to the past and apply it to the present. Benjamin Franklin said specifically, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little security deserve neither and won't have either way. Paraphrase. But my point here is, listen to what this columnist is saying in a public forum about our liberties, all right? New York Times columnist David Brooks argued the United States should become more like Europe as it pertains to societal views on and policies towards gun control and ownership. So that's a heavy-handed centralized power state. That's the idea. They don't have a Second Amendment. Essentially, that's abolition of the Second Amendment. That is getting out, it's gone, it's abolished, toast. Because that's what Europe has. Europe has the privilege to own a firearm. They do not have the right. That is bare bones exactly what they have. That's what a New York Times columnist is calling for. And the way that he's justifying that is by using our freedoms, our liberties, and purchasing security through the currency of our freedoms. Make no mistake, that's what he's about to say. Check this out. While discussing red flag laws enacting more strict gun control policies, Brooks said he would be willing to give up some personal freedoms for what he hopes would be more safe society. That's the important part right there. I'm willing to give up more freedoms with red flag laws through things like no due process for a little bit of what could be perceived safety. You are giving this state more and more power over your life and your rights in order for the promise that they will protect you. No state has ever protected its citizens in this manner. Every single time that it happens throughout history, it leads to tyranny and tragedy. That's how this works. Look in the 19th and 20th centuries alone. You don't even have to go back further than that. But that's the important piece. It's my fear of the unknown supersedes my desire and love for my liberties. That's incredibly important to understand as we go forward. Quote, that would take a gigantic culture shift in this country. A revamping of the way we would think about privacy. A revamping of the way we think about the role of government plays in protecting the common good. Brooks said during a segment on PBS NewsHour. So there's a bunch there. We would have to give up our entire identity. We wouldn't be individualists anymore. We would be a collective state, and that's going to take an entire culture shift. And listen to the part about government. The role government plays in protecting the common good. The common good is what they've used to take gun rights over the last 20 years through interest weighing or interest balancing. That's the entire point. is the person's right to a firearm more important than the whole common good of the environment? That's exactly a paraphrase of some very tragic things that happened in the 1930s and 40s in Germany when they said the needs of the many are less important than the needs of the society. It's a very big paraphrase, but basically the needs over the many over the needs of the few. That was the whole point. They are touching on things that they either don't know about or they're completely ignorant to, and we need to spread this out. And the last thing I'll share with you. Quote, I think it would be something. I think it would be good not only to head off shootings, but good to live in a society where we cared more intimately about each other. That's point one. And I would be willing to give up certain privacies for that to happen, Brooks said. But for many Americans, that would just be a massive cultural shift. Absolutely it would be, because you're putting all power in a centralized state for a perceived safety provided by the same state, who will then have all the power over your life. Children are very safe in most cases because the parents protect them, but children don't have the rights that an adult has. That's important to understand, but let's hit that first part because this is crucial. Something. I think it would be not only good to head off shootings, but good to live in a society where we care more intimately about each other. I could not agree more with that statement. However, the power source and the basis for caring more intimately about each other should not be an overpowerful and bloated state government mandating the caring. It should be the purity of our hearts and caring for each other on a human level while we still have our rights. You don't need to give up all of your rights to have a moral and ethical society. You just have a moral and ethical society. That's the important piece. You don't need to trade your liberties for it. It's there. You just have to decide to do better. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I landed that plane correctly, and I will see you on the next video. I'm Braden. See you later.